Alrighty, so here's a proposition. You got one of these bad boys, Titan of the yesteryear, the Reverb G2. Is it worth upgrading to the PIMAX CRYSTAL? Alright, let's dive into that one. Alrighty, so the Reverb G2. Why do we all upgrade to this or start out in the VR market? Two reasons. Inside out tracking and ease of use. Okay, so this provided very high clarity, beautiful finish, nice and comfortable to wear, built-in speakers, had everything you wanted as a sim racer. You know, you didn't have to hang lighthouse trackers. It just worked. So question is, why would you go and upgrade to the PIMAX CRYSTAL? Alrighty guys, so the big one here is the lenses and displays that the PIMAX CRYSTAL has. So the Reverb G2 has Fresnel lenses. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to see here, but basically there's a whole heap of concentric circles that basically distort the image to the specs that they're asking for. And basically what that means is you're looking through quite a narrow sweet spot, okay? So I'm going to put an image up on the screen. It's accentuated, but basically everything right in the center is very clear, and as you get out you can't really use your peripherals to read anything or see anything. It's there, but it's not super clear. Alrighty, so on the other side of the page here we have the beautiful PIMAX CRYSTAL's glass aspheric lenses, which produce edge-to-edge clarity. Now you do get a slight amount of distortion the last kind of 15% of the frame, but it's really quite wide. Now I'm going to try and show you here. Absolutely perfect, smooth glass lenses. They produce a beautiful image. Now the other part of the equation to complement those glass lenses is the displays. Okay, so we have mini QLED displays that have a 2880 by 2880 resolution, which is much higher than anything else that we've experienced on the market yet. Now, those mini QLED displays have backlight control, which basically means that you can dim certain zones around. So darker areas are darker, brighter areas are brighter. The contrast is much better, and the colors also pop so much. All in all, the displays versus the Reverb G2 are much better, and the glass lenses obviously help. And the only other one that I can mention about the displays here is the refresh rate. Now currently we're dealing with 120 Hz refresh rate top, and that's in lab mode. Okay, so they're still trying to work out some kinks, but they have said that we should be able to achieve up to 165 Hz on these displays. Whether we get access to that eventually, I'm not too sure. Because we're still working with the DisplayPort protocol, it's going to be quite hard to achieve those really high resolutions matched with the high frame rates that they're promising us, but time will tell. Number two, the comfort. I actually believe that this headset is more comfortable to wear, even though there's a weight discrepancy, than the Reverb G2. Now, it is much heavier, don't get me wrong. It feels like just holding these two here, it's nearly twice the weight. Now, that's a big deal if you're using it for a long-term race or sim or whatever your use is. Okay, so point number three, why you might want to upgrade, field of view. Now this is a big one for a lot of people. Now the Reverb G2, whilst it did have a really good field of view, this is a definite upgrade. We're pushing near 103, 102 degrees horizontal, and I believe the Reverb G2 was around the 90 degrees. Now that doesn't sound like much of a difference, but when you can use your peripherals to see everything, that is a huge difference. Okay, so field of view is a big one. Okay, so point number four, why you might want to upgrade to this headset, eye tracking. Okay, so there's multiple different reasons why you might want to consider eye tracking a benefit, but the big one here is auto IPD. Okay, so it can register where your eyes are, and it will shuffle those lenses to where they are appropriate. Perfect IPD setting every single time. Now the other one is called foveated rendering. Okay, so there's been discussions on how beneficial this is at the moment, but I can tell you that I'm definitely already getting around 20 to 40% increase in frame rate, and that is without native support in the applications. Okay, so big shout out to Matt and Butchia here. He's created the PIMAX XR software integration for us so that we can use the foveated rendering, and we can get around 20% gains already. So 20 to 40% I'm finding, which is absolutely fantastic. You know, that brings systems that couldn't potentially run these resolutions into the fold again. So it's a definite benefit having eye tracking here. Okay, so what are we up to here? Point number 5. Okay, so this is another one that's coming in the future, but at the top here, there's a little port. Now that port is, I believe it's proprietary. I'll have a look later, but that's for the 1GB module. Now, that one is coming at the end of the year. I know it's coming in the future, but it's set to give us a Wi-Fi means of communicating from your PC to the headset. Okay, so we should get at least an hour, I'd hope, but upwards of an hour, I'd say, wireless connectivity to the headset, and yeah, wireless. And last but not least, point number 6, I believe, is the Lighthouse tracking capabilities. Once again, they're working on this, but the faceplate here will pop off and we will be able to attach our Lighthouse trackers on. Okay, so I believe it might be the entire faceplate here, but that is going to give us the ability to have perfect tracking, use the index controllers or whatever controllers are Lighthouse capable, and yeah, it's going to have the perfect 3D space tracking instead of relying on the inside out tracking. Okay, so here's an extra one here. Number 7 we're going for is software. Okay, so the Reverb G2, whilst being supported, runs Windows Mixed Reality. It works fine. It's a little bit clunky, but it works. Okay, so PIMAX, they are a brand that is in the space. They're updating. They're great with their support. And they're currently working on the software. That can't be said about HP anymore. They've totally left the space. Okay, so whilst HP software works, PIMAX software is already better, and it can only get better from here. Alrighty, well I hope that's been enough information for everyone. The PIMAX CRYSTAL is such a beast of a headset, and we've had such a massive generational leap of technology, and I'm just so happy to have it in my hands finally. Any questions, please chuck them down in the comment section. If you made it this far, I very much appreciate a thumbs up, subscribe if you could. Gonna have some more stuff. Any requests, chuck them down in the comments, and I'll see what I can do. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next one.